Welcome to the Galaxy Man Show interview show. So, for my very next guest of this week is this sensational singer known by the name of Michaela Baranov, who has just released a song called "I'm a Rainbow." So, I'm about to add Michaela into the live now. So, yeah, let's have a chat with Michaela on the Galaxy Man Show. Here we go. Hello,
Hello.
Michaela. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much, Michaela. This means the world to me with you appearing on my show.
Oh, oh my God. No,
Well,
thank you for having me. I mean, we've been talking for so many years now.
yes, yes. I just wanted to say, as I said, like to people that don't know who you are, Michaela, do you want to explain a bit about yourself and like who you are, if people that don't know who you are?
Well, I mean, my name is Michaela Baranov, and I've been
Yeah.
that since I was born. But then,
Yes.
in terms of myself as an artist, I really, yeah, I went along as Michaela Baranov for many years, and then went on X Factor and was Michaela. And then after X Factor, I was a live vocalist for Flight Facilities, so I was just sort of like a ghost there, like in terms of like I wasn't known as anything. And then after that, I was doing features for other producers and also writing vocals and singing on other people's songs under the Baroness, which is really a nickname. So I don't know why I went with that. And then recently, and oh, that's right, I've been singing with Peking Duck. And then recently, or like about a year ago now, yeah, I'm just like, I'm Mickey. And now I'm releasing my stuff. I know who I am as an artist, kind of thing. And my whole career up until now has really just been performing. So now it's really exciting to be actually creating my own stuff and creating magic for people to enjoy rather than just memories.
Yes, yes, awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions now. So for my very first question, X Factor Australia in 2015, to people that don't know, you were on X Factor. What was like the whole experience like getting to audition for X Factor, and like what was like it like what was it like having Danny Minogue for a coach?
Oh my God, Danny is so beautiful. She is
Yeah.
literally, yeah, she's everything that you want her to be. She's the most beautiful, compassionate, caring person. She's just so, yeah, she's so switched on. And I mean, she's got the most beautiful little son, Ethan, who was 5 when I did the show, but I think he'd be probably a teenager now. But X Factor was, I mean, it was an incredible experience. It came at the right time in my life because I was going through so much change, and with my dad just passing. And it was like, I didn't know at the time if it was going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but at the same time, it was like, um, it was great having that distraction and like losing myself in work. But I did find it very overwhelming. I didn't realize how big national television is. And I found it really hard to deal with the amount of people that I had contacting me like during X Factor, because a lot of people obviously were connecting with my performances and connecting with my story. And it was so beautiful and so powerful, but it was really overwhelming, hearing about other people's heartbreaks and, and realizing the connection that I can have with so many people without even meeting them. And so that I feel like now it's taken me like, there's people across the road watching. um, yeah, I feel like now I'm like, I understand more than ever now that I've been doing these live performances, and on such a big scale for so many years now. I really do understand the connection and the type of connection that artists have with people through music. So it's like X Factor was terrifying back at that time, but if I did it again, I feel like I would go into it with with what's it called, like a stronger mindset.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yes.
great.
I have to say, by the way, like when you were on X Factor, I actually thought you were gonna win like the whole thing. Like you were that great. Like from the bottom of my heart, like
Oh,
you were one of my top favorites in X Factor from 2015 onwards. I
oh,
was
you're
like,
too
wow,
kind.
no, seriously, like you blew my mind away when you were
Oh,
on the show,
well, it's
and still to this day.
oh my God, I cringe when I look at the videos. It's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, now like when I look at, it's funny because when you look back and reflect on any time in your life, it's always when you're younger, the younger you are, the more you think you know at the time. And then as you look back, you realize how little you know. And I think that's becoming, when you become wiser and wiser, you understand how far you've actually got to go and how much you actually have to learn. And having that mindset, I think, really helps you grow. But when I look at the X Factor days, I'm just like, oh, I was such a baby. I had no idea what was ahead of me. And at the time, it felt like the be all and end all. Like, I remember when the show finished and I thought, oh, I've failed. I thought, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. And then I think any artist goes through those cycles, these crazy, whirlwind of emotions, thinking like, is this the end? And then something else comes about. You have to be comfortable with stabbing in the dark constantly and living in the unknown, because everything is so unpredictable all the time.
Like, what was your favorite performance out of the X Factor that you enjoyed the most?
Oh, wow. I don't know, because they're all really challenging. And it's a funny thing because, so looking at the time, thinking like, oh, kind of choice. And I loved it all. And I did do, but I was like, I didn't know I didn't know the potential artist I could have been back then. And now I really understand, like, even doing the Bonnie Tyler, like, I love Bonnie Tyler. And I mean, the producers and Danny really did choose songs, I think, that were very relevant to me. And they could see back then, even the artist that I was going to be, which is really, really cool.
Yes.
So my favorite one, I think my favorite one would have been Holding Out for a Hero, because I just remember being so scared because I'm not a dancer. And like, in terms of choreography, like, I started the song backstage and had all these dancers around me, and by the chorus, I was running through the crowd. Like, I ran through Fox Studios, ran through the crowd, and then was on stage, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to keep doing this. Like, the live, honestly, but every song that I performed on X Factor, if the live production and live TV, you get an adrenaline like nothing else, because it's just like, it's very nerve wracking. It's different to a proper live audience at a festival, because it's very silent when you're performing until people are allowed to. So I mean, really, every single song was just amazing. But I think maybe my favorite would have been Holding Out for a Hero, because it was just like, I felt like I was growing some balls and being like daring.
I love that. So on to my very next question. So with the whole X Factor experience, now you've actually created, to people that haven't heard or listened to the song yet, new release out today, I'm a Rainbow. Like, how are your emotions like today with your new release out?
I mean, I'm always quite a bit of an energizer bunny, but today, I mean, because I've had quite a few releases already, like, over the years, but I've never done a release properly, like, in terms of putting proper marketing behind it, having a proper release plan, because you can put music out there, but it doesn't, unless you've got money behind it and got people pitching it to other people to get it circulating. It doesn't, like, it's not the big bang that you expect to happen with a song coming out release, unless you're someone like Taylor Swift, when you've got a really active following. So in terms of today, I have been trying to keep like a level head and not get too excited, because releasing music is a slow burn. So yesterday's release date, it is very exciting. I'm like, thank God it's finally out. Like, that's the relief that's more than anything, which is really good. But in terms of excitement and like, I'm not letting my excitement peak today. Is what I'm getting at. Because it's a long journey, and it's sort of like, it now is the beginning, so it's really exciting. But it's like, okay, I've got to keep this momentum, keep this determination, keep this drive up, for a long time yet. So today's just the beginning.
Okay, cool. Okay, so for my very next question, so like, what made you decide as a person, and like especially as an artist, like to get into the whole singing process in the first place?
Oh God, I mean, I've always sung. Oh my God,
yeah, she is.
Oh, hello, beautiful. What's your name?
Nissa.
Nissa.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that name?
I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who, and I was like the character
Oh,
name Nissa, yeah, the character name Nissa sounded like
oh,
really good,
Nis.
so I was
Oh my
like,
God.
I want to name her Nissa. Yeah,
Oh, Nis is
she barks a lot
beautiful.
though.
That's all right. I
Yeah,
talk a lot, so hey, it's fine.
it's fine.
Oh, how lovely. She
Yeah,
can stay for the whole interview.
I could keep her in my arms for the whole interview if you
Yeah,
want.
definitely. I think it's a great
Yeah,
idea. Okay, so next
awesome.
question, next question.
Yes, for the very next question. So, like, what does performing music like mean to you, like, especially as an artist?
I mean, I'm really under the power of live music now more than ever. So I've stepped away from performing with Peking Duck. So I've been singing with them, I think it's for like 6 years now. And now I'm going off on my own and doing my own shows, which have been going really well. It's taken me over a year to develop my own solo show, which I'm constantly tweaking. But it's in terms of the I don't know, the experience that brings. The shows that I've been doing have just been, I mean, way smaller than Peking Duck shows, but the energy that I'm creating with all these people, it's just like as soon as I sing and start performing, everyone in the room is 100% present. And it's just so magical. I keep using the word magical, but it really is. And bringing everyone to the present is the most powerful thing. People are really, enjoying a moment. They're taking in everything. And with everyone feeling the same thing at the same time with the songs and I mean the whole show is just so much fun, really. The whole show is like you're laughing, you're dancing, you're crying in moments. Like it's just really, really fun. So stepping away from, like, now that I'm doing my solo stuff, I really do understand more than more so the the power of live music, because it's funny, I only really did Peking Duck for so many years, and that is like a full production. We've got all the bells and whistles and like pyro and everything, it's like a full production. So like I've always understood the power of live music by doing those performances, for 40,000 people. Like it's that is insane as well. But it's like knowing that I can do it without all the, glitz and glam and it just being just as powerful that's really eye opening to me. And yeah, just making me want to touch as many people as possible, because I can see like whatever I'm feeling on that stage, everyone else is feeling that in the audience too. And that's like, it's such a powerful thing, but it's such a special thing to be able to give to people. So yeah, live music's everything.
Yes, I love that. So on to my very next question. So like if you could work with like any like top three music artists in the music industry, like who do you think you would vibe with the most that you would like to work with?
Well, Calvin Harris. I really want to work with Calvin Harris. That's I bond to so bad. Mark Ronson, for sure. And I reckon Max Martin. Max Martin is like the god behind every pop artist. He's written every hit there is, pretty much. So yeah, those three for sure.
I love that. So on to my very next question. So like if you could like with the whole like music side to things and industry wise, so if now Michaela could like give advice to younger Michaela, like looking back over your years, like what advice would you like give to your younger self and why?
Trust the process. Trust the process, because you constantly feel like you're losing or you're failing, and failing is part of the journey, and it's not failing unless you actually give up. So like for so many years I still was going backwards and forwards with, do I keep singing? What's my purpose? What am I doing this for? Life would be so much easier if I was, because at the end of the day, you need an income, you need money, and you want to be, there's these people that say good. You want to be, moving forward in life. But the thing with like the music industry is it's like a bottomless pit for money. You just keep putting money out, the expending stuff, and then you feel like you're going nowhere. So it's like, but in saying that, it's giving up on your goals and your dreams isn't like an easier option. And I think a lot of people forget that, because it's much harder to then wake up one day and be like, oh my God, what have I been doing for the last 5 years? I've been doing a job that I hate. And, it's not an easy option at all. Like, and no matter what you do in life, there's going to be challenges, it's going to be hard. So it's a much better alternative, much better option, doing what you love doing and chasing your dreams and having those struggles than not. So I think just trusting the process, because now I'm finding in the swing of it, feeling good. I'm sort of riding the waves and making sure that I'm not just getting lost in my career, because at the end of the day as well, your career isn't your life. And when I was younger, I would just be like, I still kind of do think my career is my life, but I'm getting much better at having a balance and enjoying life as well as working towards my career, So I think I'd tell myself that. But I had many people telling me that back in the day when I was younger. And, you can tell everyone all the information in the world, and unless they're ready to hear it, they won't take it in. So people did tell me that at the beginning, and I was like, yeah, I want it now. So, but I'm still here, so that's good.
Yes. And you're still one amazing artist, by the way. You touch so many people's hearts. Like, even on X Factor, like, you touched my heart a lot. And your performances and everything that you did on X Factor really meant a lot. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Michaela. Like, thank you so much for being you. Like,
oh my God,
you were amazing.
Oh,
no, it's all good.
Thank you for being you. And we all are connected in more ways than we think. We're all human, and having conversations. I know it's one thing for me to get up on stage and sing in front of people, but we can all touch each other. That sounds so wrong. We can all impact each other in a beautiful way by just being kind and or doing things like sharing music, sharing your knowledge, being just stage and how I connect with people on stage. It's like I can have that connection with people just every day walking around, by just smiling to people, by wearing your heart in your sleeve and wanting to bring warmth to people's hearts all the time. So it's like I want to tell people that they can do the same thing, because you're having the same impact on me right now. Like the fact that you wanted this interview with me, and even the countless people who are sharing my song, that means the world to me. So it's like they're touching me in exactly the same way, and it's not physical, and it's not sexual, and it's not naughty. So the best way to touch someone at their heart.
Yes, the heart, always the heart. So on to our next question. So on to that, like where would you want to take your music to? Like, if you could go to any country, any part of the world, where would you want to take your music to?
Well, I've been to America a lot of times, and I definitely want to tour America. I want to tour Australia too. I'm really getting around Australia at the moment with my solo shows, which is really exciting. But yeah, I definitely, of course, Europe. I just want to travel the world. I want to travel the whole world with my music, and that's what I'm really building up to and focusing on with my show. Because once I have my show, and if I keep releasing material, and hopefully it'll happen.
Yes. So on to our next question. So to any upcoming artists that want to get into the music scene, what advice would you give them, and why?
You have to do everything yourself. That is the best advice I can give you. Don't rely on anyone. You have to do everything yourself. You do everything yourself, but you also need to find the right team to work with. But even then, you still have to be on top of everything. You need to know the stuff you don't want to know. You need to there's so much admin stuff. There's so much learning. There's so much stuff to do with business. If you don't see yourself as a business, then that's definitely it's going to be a wall you hit. I have no business sense in me at all, but I've just been very fortunate to have regular gigs with the Peking Duck Boys as an income. So I've been fortunate at that. But you do have to teach yourself everything. And we're in a day and age that you can learn anything. You can learn absolutely anything you want. There's resources out there now where you can actually do everything yourself. And I'm not saying you don't go to labels or anything, but you still primarily like no one's going to be pushing you more than you can. So having the mindset of just like, rather than even if you have the money to pay someone to do something, like there's always, you still have to be on top of it. So just like being a go-getter and just doing everything yourself and living by lists. I live by to-do lists every day, and I'm just like knock out things, and it's like, so that's how I keep on track of things. But there's an endless to-do list of things you can, like, if you're an artist, there's always stuff you can be doing. And whether it's, stuff that's going to progress you in the right direction, or just stuff that's going to teach you more about yourself, more about the creation process. It's going to, like, that's all still good. No work isn't productive, I don't think. Like, everything is a learning experience. Yeah.
Awesome. So on to our very next question, and on to that. So like, what's like the positive and negative side into creating your own music, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an artist?
I mean, the positive is obviously it's what makes me tick, or makes you tick. It's your life. You just get like this most euphoric feeling anytime you create something, or anytime I sing. It's just the most, euphoric feeling. But the negative is it can consume you as well. So it's like you get addicted to that feeling, and it's like you can't sustain it all the time. You can't be performing all the time or creating music all the time. Creating music is definitely less strenuous on your body, because you're not just out there performing. But when I'm creating music, I have the same level of adrenaline as I do recording in the studio as I do on stage. So like I feel like being hit by a train the next day after I've been recording, because I've just got such high energy levels. So it's like the creative process can just be really frustrating, because having an idea is one thing, but then executing it is another thing. So when you're creating, it's all about experimenting and allowing for mistakes, detaching from perfection, because nothing is ever going to be perfect. And just going along, like you really need to tune into your intuition and your gut, because that's primarily where any ideas come from. And even tuning into your gut sometimes can be really challenging. You can't do that all the time. You need times off where you recharge and and fill your brain with more inspiration, so more ideas come to you. So it's really that's what I've got to say about the creation process.
Awesome. So on to our very last question. So like, what's next for you, like for the rest of 2022? Like, any upcoming new projects that you like to announce?
Yeah, well, I've got a few releases happening. So I've got this one come out today, which is called I'm a Rainbow. And then I've got one coming out in a few weeks called Wow, which is really fun. It's more of a dance track. It's a collaboration with someone. And I also have a song coming out like in November, I think it is, called Little Lady. And then, I've got the album that's coming out early next year. And I've just got back-to-back shows pretty much around Australia so far, which is, very exciting. So I'll be doing lots of gigs and focusing on, getting these songs out.
Awesome. Well, I just would like to say thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It has been such an incredible pleasure having you on as an incredible guest on my show. Everyone, definitely go give Micci one amazing support. We need more inspiring artists like yourself.
So lovely.
No, we really do. Like, as I said, you've touched so many people's hearts, and you're still touching people's hearts even now. Like, even with this song, I'm a Rainbow, such a sensational song, and I highly recommend people go stream it. It's definitely worth a stream. And any last final thoughts that you would like to share to people on the show?
Oh, that's just so lovely. Like, I'm so glad you like the song, honestly, because the song stemmed from talking negatively to myself, and we're all notorious of doing that from time to time. And I just got in a really bad place of talking negatively to myself, and I'm like, I'm not achieving anything right now. I've got to really, not everything can be understood in life. People, like, why relationships end, or why you don't get a certain opportunity, or why things fall through. Heartbreak, you can't explain that all the time. And it's like, at the end of the day, nothing in this world is permanent. and thinking of just reminding yourself that mindset all the time. Like, not every single person is going to be in your life forever. You're not going to be here forever. And having that mindset and like seeing yourself as, okay, I'm not going to be here for a long time. Seeing yourself as a rainbow is like, it's beautiful. It's a spectrum of light. It comes into people's lives for a very short time and then disappears. And so it's like, if everyone pictures themselves as a rainbow and, you know, sings this song, I feel like this song is just like the perfect summer jam song to put on the car, like put in the car on a road trip, or, you know, play at the beach, play at home. I've been playing nonstop since I made it, and I'm just like, I'm obsessed with it. It's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, just like having that mindset, you know, to feel like a rainbow. I just hope that other people feel that too. So on that note.
Feel like who to gold, would you understand? You're a pot of gold, but you held my hand. I haven't lost control, you need a new plan. I know it's kinda cold. When I smile, I thought I mean well, and with no worries we'll be free, yeah. And it's not your fault, I'm just colorful, and in another dream we'll be, yeah. 'Cause I'm wonderful, you know I'm wonderful. Give me no limit and let me get high, I'll be over the other side. I'm leaving, I'm a rainbow. Maybe I'll see you on a rainy day, 'cause you know I got a lot to say. Don't hate me, I'm a rainbow. When shooting stars are lost, can new love be found? When skies are full of lust, don't keep me underground. I don't need a ghost, I just wander around. I'll go where I fall. When I smile, I thought I mean well, and with no worries we'll be free, yeah. And it's not your fault, I'm just colorful, and in another dream we'll be, yeah. 'Cause I'm wonderful, you know I'm wonderful. Give me no limit and let me get high, I'll be over the other side. I'm leaving, I'm a rainbow. Maybe I'll see you on a rainy day, 'cause you know I got a lot to say. Don't hate me, I'm a rainbow. Give me no limit and let me get high, I'll be over the other side. I'm leaving, I'm a rainbow. Maybe I'll see you on a rainy day, 'cause you know I got a lot to say.